Hey gang, welcome back to another Viewers Projects video. It's been a little while since I've had one, and this one I think is pretty cool. Now it's about a 68 Mustang coupe, but the story behind it and the people who are building it is what's important. Let's take a look at their project.
Hello, Joe Daddy's Garage. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your viewers' videos. I'm Jason. This is Cole and
Shelby.
And we're here with our 68 Mustang that we purchased as a project for me and Shelby before Cole was born. Cole has his own project. It'll be a 55 Ford dump truck. So he's excited for that. But for now, we're working on the Mustang. The car was purchased from my wife's uncle, who purchased it himself while he was in service in California. So the car spent most of its life in California prior to coming here in Wisconsin. The car has 40,000 original miles, but it's had a rough life in those 40,000 miles. But thankfully, it's nice and solid. Yes, and car crashes, which we'll go over in a little bit. Shelby's gonna do most of this video, but just want to introduce you to our family.
Action! This is my 1968 coupe. It was built in San Jose, California. It was scheduled to be done July 16th, 1968, but actually was 10 days late, so it was done being manufactured July 26th, 1968. Then it was shipped to Sam Lingard Ford, Texas, and now it is called 5 Star Ford. It's a 289 two-barrel V8 engine. It's an automatic. We are going to restore it back to lime gold. And some other things that were equipped with the car were black paint stripes, white sidewall tires, power steering, air conditioning, an AM radio, tinted glass, and wheel covers. The car has spent most of its life in Texas and California, and so there's no bad rust or any, it's not every single place you look. It's just in the floors because when the car was just sitting, there was mice living in the back seat, and the floor has holes in it. And the biggest hole was not there. My dad made it bigger. So, this is the only thing we have to fix you need to fix, because if you didn't fix that hole and it was driving, there would be bad things going on. And the car's been in a couple crashes, so we have to fix those to make it look nice and pretty. And one of the accidents was a front end accident, and what they did is they buckled the frame, and what they tried to do to fix it was they cut through the flange and the shock tower, and when they cut, they went through the frame, and they did it on both sides. And to fix that too, they used other pieces from other cars to fix it. And doesn't it look pretty? And to fix that, for Christmas, I got one of the shock towers, my dad got the other one, and then the 2 panels. There was a second accident with the car, and what they had to replace was the door, and from here out. And thankfully they did a better job than the guy that fixed the part up there. Our goal in the car is to make it safe to drive and to make it comfortable. And one of those things is the seats. And we got the seats from Iowa from a 2017 Mustang. And what's something we want to function is that they're heated and cooling or air conditioned. And we have to tweak around with things to get that working, and to let the seats come down and let you get access to the trunk.
And cut. Action.
Another trip we took was to Michigan, and we woke up at 2 a.m. It was a 7 hours one way, and what we got was mostly a full 1967 Mustang, and the things that were missing were the engine and the body. So we got mostly a duplicate of everything. 2 fenders, 2 sets of doors, 2 trunks, and you get the idea. And another thing that we got in the deal was a 9-inch axle, different to the one that we have, which is an 8-inch. And we got a Monte Carlo bar and a strut tower brace.
I think Shelby did a great job going through her project and what needs to be done and what we plan on doing. For me, it again was just a project for me and her to bond and teach her a few life lessons and make her able to fix things as she grows up and has a family of her own. So my entire plan is to make it safe, reliable, comfortable seats, as she mentioned, get the air conditioned part and the heated part working, and the back seat functioning like a new car. Also puts a nice suspension in it, and rack and pinion steering, and disc brakes in the front.
Make it
Not real sure what to do with the motor. I'd like to keep it
and take it
numbers
apart.
matching. Yep, take it apart, redo it. So it's numbers matching and reliable for her. But other than that, we'll see what happens. Thanks again for the opportunity, and we'll see you again.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
Action.
Thanks, Cole. All right, now you see what I'm talking about. It's not so much about the 68 Mustang, but about the people that are building this car. It looks like they have a family history with this car, and I think it's pretty cool that Jason is helping Shelby, his daughter, build this car. And with a name like Shelby, well, you have to have a Mustang, right? He also has Cole involved, and Cole has a project of his own that I'm sure will get moved along as things progress down the line. Now, as Shelby pointed out, the front frame rails were damaged. They're going to replace or repair those. I believe they're going to replace the shock towers. And she also went over some of the other damage to the car, which is on the driver's side. It looks like she was saying, there's a small hole in the floor pan, and that was probably, like she said, from the mice or rats that had gotten in there and left behind some bad stuff. That always causes problems. Now, as she pointed out, this was a V8 car, power steering. I believe she said it had AC, which is really cool. Tinted glass would dictate that because normally the AC cars came with a green tint on the glass. White wall tires, wheel covers, pretty nice car. And of course it's an automatic, so that's great too. I also like the idea of putting in the late model Mustang seats. It might be kind of tricky to get that heating and cooling working, but if it does, that'll be awesome. I also like the idea of the fold down rear seat. I think that would be interesting. I haven't considered something like that before, and I'd like to see how that turns out. They also said it's going to be lime gold. That's a different color, and it had black stripes. Now, I don't know if they're going to put the stripes back on it or not, but that's always an option. Jason pointed out they're going to modernize the brakes, maybe some of the suspension. I don't know what all that entails, what he has in mind, but I'm sure it'll be a great thing for this car. I want to thank Jason for submitting this Viewers Project video, and also for Shelby for doing a good job of talking about the car and explaining the different pieces that they have and what they're going to do. If you're interested in being part of the Viewers Project series, by all means, send me an email and we'll talk about your project. We'll go back and forth, figure out what we can get together for a video, and who knows, maybe you can be featured on Joe Daddy's Garage. That'll be the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.